You weren't born. You were spat out of a screaming woman, lying on rocks in the middle of a battlefield. Thunder in the sky, blood on the ground, a baby's cry blending with the roar of war. Welcome to Sadala, the cradle and the grave of the Saiyan race. There was no incubator, no name, no rest. They wrapped you in filthy leather and tossed you back on the ground beside two other newborns. One died within minutes, the other devoured by a predator. And you cried, loud, ugly, and that's why they let you live. Good lungs, they said. You don't know it yet, but planet Sadala is a testing ground. No cities, just shattered strongholds. No families, only clans, not people, warriors. If you can't fight, you're meat for the slaughter, literally. By the time you were 3, your arms bore burn marks. At 4, you lost a tooth fighting over a bone. At 5, you survived your first night raid. A rival clan stormed the camp and butchered half the young while they slept. You hid beneath a corpse. Coward? Maybe, but a coward still breathing. That's when you learned the lesson no warrior ever forgets. The one who survives is always right. And so, year after year, you grew. No mother, no father, only blood, sweat, and screams echoing through the desert. At 8, they gave you your first busted scouter. At 9, your first clanmate who tried to kill you the first night. And at 10, you struck back with such force, he never breathed again. Congratulations, you're now officially a real Saiyan, or at least that's what they say, because deep down, something still gnaws at you. You can't explain it, but every time you kill, your chest tightens, then burns, then falls silent. But it doesn't matter, because on Sadala, if you feel too much, you die fast, and you're not ready to die. Not yet. Childhood ends early when the world beats you down before you learn to walk. You take more hits than meals. You sleep less than you bleed. Every bite of food is earned with fists, or stolen from the plate of someone weaker. And when there's no one weaker left, guess who becomes the meal? You. But here's the strange part. You don't die. Not when they throw you off a cliff. Not when they bury you alive. Not even when they break both your arms and tie you to a rock as bait. You don't die. And that starts to bother them, because a Saiyan who doesn't die is dangerous. They begin to test you, sending you on the most suicidal missions, hunting energy beasts with nothing but a dagger, exploring cursed ruins no one ever returned from. Go on, orphan. You've got nothing to lose. But every time they come back to count the dead, you're still there, silent, soaked in blood, but standing. Every scar becomes an involuntary tattoo. Every broken bone, a memory carved into flesh. You don't grow, you survive, and that changes everything. You start to become feared, but never accepted. The clans keep their distance. Some avoid you, others try to recruit you, but no one calls you brother. You wear no symbol, bear no flag. Your emblem is silence itself. You are the clanless Saiyan, the wild dog who bites even without a master. And slowly, you start to like it, because deep down, clans only serve one purpose: to betray. And you've been betrayed too many times to believe in promises of loyalty. So you walk alone. Cold, calculating, feral, Sadala's lone wolf. And every time you close your eyes at night, you hear the same thing.
Don't die. Your destiny is greater than all of this.
But the worst part is, you're no longer sure if it's a warning or a curse. Meanwhile, Sadala begins to fracture. You didn't notice at first, too busy surviving the cold, the hunger, and the hands that hated you simply for breathing. But little by little, it became impossible to ignore. The war was no longer about territory. Now it was about ideology. On one side, the barbarians, savage Saiyans, blood on their teeth, pride in their screams. They believe all power comes from rage, pain, and raw combat. The more primitive, the better. Only the strongest survive. That's their mantra. On the other side, the strategists, Saiyans, who learn to wield logic as a weapon. Power analysis, squad formations, calculated combat, energy tech, elite scouters. They believe brute force is worthless without tactics. Both sides believe they're right. Both think they're superior. Both are slowly destroying each other. The planet has become a stage for a war with no villains, only egos. And you're the kind of mistake both sides prefer to pretend doesn't exist. The barbarians call you a freak, too weak to even feel proper rage. The strategists call you unpredictable, a wild animal with no purpose. Perfect. You never wanted to belong anyway, because in this world where every Saiyan thinks they're a legend, you're the living reminder that they all will fall, and you'll be there to watch, until the last one explodes. They don't call you a warrior anymore. Not now. They call you a curse, a leftover, a walking mistake, because you keep coming back. So they decide to end it, for real this time. They send you to the trenches, the ones no clan dares to name, where the ground is so poisoned with residual energy, your skin burns just from breathing, where the beasts have no names, only hunger. You're tossed in with half a water capsule, a broken scouter, and a chipped dagger. They call it a mission, but everyone knows it's an execution. The others who went before never came back, not even a trace of energy, only silence. But you come back. Of course you do. Face torn open, eyes unblinking, dagger buried in the skull of something no one's ever seen before. You come back with half your clothes, 2 fingers missing, and a scar running across your chest, but with calm eyes. And that terrifies them more than any power level ever could.